So this was the We Never Learn fanbase a week ago, and this is how it looks now. What happened for it to change so much? Let's talk about it. It seems that We Never Learn is getting a visual novel ending with multiple routes for each girl. In his author comment, Sensei states that the correct route is up for the reader to decide. Now everything begins to fall into place. Like when a fan told Sensei he would kill himself over the Urika ending, and Sensei only told him that he'd regret it. It seemed weird at the time to add, "That's all I can tell you now," but now we know why. Some people have made the claim that this is to stop fan outrage, but I disagree. The ending was probably planned out many months ago or even a year ago, who knows, and this is just the way that the author wants to end it. Even if it was a cop-out, Jump usually isn't very quick to change its series schedules, and the chapters are written 3 weeks ahead anyway, so they wouldn't have had any knowledge that this is the way it would have come to. Many people online I'm seeing are complaining that it's boring and anticlimactic to end without a clear winner. Pussy move. Seriously, harem fans will never be happy with any outcome. Personally, I would be fine with Urika winning, but now that we're getting multi-endings, I can finally see the true ending. It's a good bit of fun, especially since I've never seen a manga end this way, and at the very least, everyone can get the payoff they wanted after waiting 3 years. So know that we are getting a what if for every single girl. The series will go on quite a bit longer than expected. I thought it was going to end this week or in next week, but now that we have this, it'll probably go on for an extra 2 or 3 volumes, I'd say. Here's the newest volume that's coming out, and I'd say that from now on, all these volumes are going to be connecting to each other in regards to their cover art. We Never Learn never really read like a typical harem, and while there are more than 5 girls fawning over Naruyuki, they were never throwing themselves at him in lust. From the start, it was more like a slice-of-life comedy with some romance elements, though calling it a rom-com wouldn't really be too much of a stretch. Naruyuki was always going out of his way to help each girl. That was the premise for them to graduate into their school of choice. And after we got chapter 141, that became a reality. So, just to end the series, we're getting this extra content. I wouldn't call these endings like a cop-out or anything, because we could have just never got any resolution. It could have just been a harem ending, could have just been unresolved. So I think Sensei is doing a great job by ending it this way. The common waifu wars raged throughout the entire run of the series, and it wasn't really too hostile until recently. Especially since the most popular, Sensei, was known to most likely never be the winner, but, well, we all got a dream, right? Then came the Urika arc. Now, many people were furious, especially after chapter 148 and 149. I couldn't even go online to look at this series because it was just absolute chaos. People were deeming the story to be utterly ruined because basically their girl didn't win. I mean, seriously, how salty can you get? I was hearing things like, all the girls didn't get to confess, and he chose the only girl without a lot of development. It was rushed. It wasn't satisfying. Of course it wasn't satisfying, because your girl didn't win. Hearing things like this, though, is very frustrating. Firstly, the story hadn't even ended before people started burying pitchforks. I'm just gonna highlight some of the fandom's most toxic moments. Many arguments came over Urika not being developed and the other characters having a deeper bond. Naruyuki got Ogata to love herself again, healed Fumino's family life, cleared Mafuyu's regrets, and got Kominami back on her path to be a doctor. But Urika? Well, while Naruyuki was helping all these girls with their problems, who was helping Naruyuki? Urika was. She wasn't rescued by him, but rather they helped each other up. He was never above her, and they stood side by side next to each other, and I think that's really important. She was always very well developed, and especially with her flashback, it really put a nail in the coffin for this route. Regarding the claim that all the girls didn't get to confess and that's why the ending was rushed and didn't turn out well, I mean, now we know that the reason why it was kind of rushed was because we were getting multiple endings, but even if we weren't, I mean, does every girl really have to confess? Do we really need to read through that, like what happened in Nisekoi, where it's like the story gets extended for 50 chapters just so we can see Tachibana get just absolutely dunked on? I don't think it was necessary at all to see that, and I'm glad that we got to skip over it. I mean, does every single harem rom-com have to end the same? I think getting a conclusion like this is rather enjoyable and fresh. Hey, leave a comment on which girl is best girl.